I got told if I said not too much like an actor.
You can get Anne Robinson in now.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, let's get some.
Right, okay, so ultimately I decided to go for artistic director and like give something back. I've worked with Nick for the year and found that I've really grown in confidence and things, and would like to thank the society and give back and by doing something that plays to my strengths. Firstly, I think it's important to like explain my experience. I have acted before, even though I didn't this year, from when I was a child up through my teens. I do understand what it's like for the really gruelling tech runs that are really horrible and boring. You try not to make it like that. And obviously how stressful the performance is. With the same theatre group, they had a summer camp for children basically, and I was part of the staff for up to 6 years. And I worked with up to 150 children, and you can't be worse than that. I was in charge of their costumes, makeup, and props of 150 children, and organising them. And I feel I'm quite an organised person. It meant that I had to get organised really quickly. Through that, I started making props and sets for a variety of performances, not just with children, but with teens and adults as well, for things like The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Noises Off, and Beauty and the Beast, which are quite complex. But I also think it's really important for the artistic director to listen to other people's work and to listen to other people's ideas and work collaboratively with a group. And I feel like I need to be open with ideas, which I think I am. Even if it's an actor and they're not part of the tech team, I think we all have a different perspective, and by bringing those together we can get the best solution, the best ideas to work creatively with everyone. I also feel that I obviously need to be organised, a team player and a good communicator, and I have these skills. I have to use them on a day-to-day basis. As most of you know, or all of you, I'm trained to be a teacher, and let's be honest, I'd be an awful teacher if I couldn't do those things. I also have to develop I've had to develop a quick sense of my professionalism and good leadership skills, and I think that's important. I'm going to be working with a group of people that I may not get on with at times, and I need to be professional about it and do the best thing for the society. I also understand that I will have, as artistic director, I'll have to lead drama sessions, and I would love to do that. I think it would be good to work on our physicality and non-naturalisms, and with people such as Kafka, who are really interesting. And I think it would be good to go off and find pieces of text that we then work on. We wouldn't have to then use them in performances, but by looking at text and using different people's ideas, we then develop more ideas to then go on during performances. It's what I've done in the past, particularly during my A-level drama, and it was really good and it was really helpful. I also want to sort out stores. I do that before I went away for the summer. I'd go with the tech director and just organise it all because it's a mess, and it's no offence.
No, it's not my fault, it's fucking other societies.
Yeah, that's love world.
I'm fucking TEDx.
No one needs that many amps.
Exactly!
No,
I've caused an issue now. Sorry, guys.
Okay, guys.
But it needs organising, and it needs to be something that we can go into and grab something quicker, because at the moment we have to get everything out to get like 2 flats, and it needs to be a lot more efficient. Also, as a committee member, I wouldn't want to restrict myself to just tech. I'm not saying I want to go off and be a director or anything, but I feel that as a committee member I should be approachable from anyone, actors or tech team, and that you should be able to come to me about anything, whatever issue. It's important, and if you need to talk to someone about it, that's what I'm there for, really. So yeah, thank you.
Don't worry, my dear.
Okay, I have chosen to run for the artistic director because if you've read my manifesto online, you would have found out that I applied to study costume and set design before choosing to come to Herts and study English. So I do have a passion for theatre and costume, and I've been designing sort of clothes and things and costumes for like over 10 years now. It's always been something I've loved to do. So, but when I joined drama, the idea was to join the tech team. But then with the auditions for the pantomime, I thought I'm going to challenge myself and like go for it and try and build confidence. And like, I'm surprised I'm not shaking more than this standing up in front of you. So, but yeah, so I really miss like doing creative things and painting and designing, and So this is kind of the perfect opportunity to sort of do it alongside my current studies. Experience-wise, obviously, I haven't been in a drama group before, so the only experience I have is through like projects at A-level. My A-level art project was to design a set for a ballet. I based it on Sleeping Beauty, and it was like a surreal set. I did bring some, but like they were just designs and like quick ideas, and then I went on to do like that's just half of it.
Ooh, let me see behind. Oh, that's really cool.
And then like costume designs. This one was for the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, and one of the fairies in Sleeping Beauty. So, yeah. So my experience is obviously I have skills in art and photography, and I love colour, and I love doing things that are experimental, and I'd like to think I'm a visual person who knows a lot about sort of composition and how things work in a frame and what's appealing to the eye. So that links in with set design and things like that. But yeah, I can sew, I can draw. If we need a sewing machine, I can bring that in and like alter costumes or whatever we need to do. And on the note of like costumes, I know that when I design them, I can be like a bit extravagant, and we can't really do that as a society, but we can find materials cheap and like go to charity shops, get whatever we need, and I'll get my machine out and we can do whatever and like create something that's like really fun. My plans for like in terms of like designing, I know we have the flats, but I'd really like to use them in a different way maybe. So instead of always just creating like a scenic background, we can sort of create different scenes by using like props in the scene. So that would mean like everyone has to sort of get involved to move them on set in time and things like that. And then I'd really like to try sort of surreal sets, abstract sets, maybe play with scale, do something a bit sort of different and unique. Yeah, and I'm like really big on research and planning. So, but if whatever production it is that we're doing, I would go away, do the research, look at like the time period that it's in, look at the characters, would that character wear that, does it reflect who they are and their personality, and I'd like to sort of get everything done way before it's time for the show, so that we're not getting to the last week and it's like, oh god, I don't know what I'm wearing, or I don't know what my makeup's going to be, so I would like to have everything sort of done way before. And I read Hannah's manifesto online, and it said about getting like a bigger stage for us to perform on, and I think that would be really good if we could get a bigger stage, and that way we can have a bigger set, and when the audience comes to see it, they're going to be like really impressed by what we've done. So if you were to choose me, I would be dedicated. I would put in all the effort. I never just put in the bare minimum. I'd like to think that you can approach me, and I know that I am a shy, reserved person who never speaks at the back. But if needs to be, I will put my foot down, and I can surprise people sometimes. And it'll be a challenge, and I really just would like to be an artistic director. So there you go.
Before you guys go, do you have any questions for our lovely lady